back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from the Lakers Fast Break Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On the latest Pop Culture Cosmos, John Orlando and myself on the state of pro wrestling for April and May of 2026. We talk about some lasting memories of WrestleMania. We also talk about what was going on with the WWE talent layoffs, all the names that were, we talk about which names surprised us. We talked about also the NXT call ups, who from the NXT might be someone a year from now we're talking about also as well Danhausen, the money making machine. He's making a lot of human dollars because he is not cursed. Indeed. Plus, we also talk about Tony Khan's mistakes, both creative and financial. And also, as well, is commercialism in pro wrestling a bad thing? We talk about all those things on the state of pro wrestling on the Pop Culture Cosmos, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, as well, want to go ahead and give a big shout out to my good friend Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Yo! Also, as well, of course, Drip Show at Drip Show Shop. You got my Kobe pillow right here. You got Luca, who was watching the game from the bench right there in the canvas art. You got Kobe also as well. And if you look on the other side, you've got LeBron James himself. Spry LeBron James right behind me on canvas art. And if you want something like this in your life, sports or pop culture related, go ahead and reach out to my friend at Trip Show Shop on wherever you get your social media. Indeed. Plus also as well, guys, if you can go ahead and check out what I do on a regular basis, on a daily basis for your morning info latest on the Lakers. Go ahead and check out the channel I work for with the Fan Arc Network. That is Lakers Latest, indeed. Well, the Lakers, a lot of people were nervous heading into Game 6. What would happen? Will the Lakers have to go ahead through a Game 7 series? Will the Lakers be the first team to do the El Foldo act as far as down up 3-0 in a series, then losing 4 straight? Well, the Lakers would prove people wrong starting halfway in the first quarter. They took over the lead halfway through the first quarter. Rui Hachimura hit some shots early and they never turned back. They went on a run with about a little less than 5 minutes left. They went on a huge 27-3 run all the way into the second quarter. They built up a 19-point lead and it never got back into single digits after that, as the Lakers really got their mojo going on. The Lakers continued right and left with the defense turning it into offense, and despite I guess as far as not having Luka, they still got it done with a huge victory, an absolutely huge victory, 98-78 on the road, finishing off the Houston Rockets and moving on to the second round where they'll face Oklahoma City. No more, guys, you have to hear about, will the Lakers be the first to choke a 3-0 lead? Will LeBron tarnish his legacy? Blah, 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 about all that stuff you've been hearing and seeing in the comments in the last game, for example. Yeah. Blah, 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 that. Okay. Because the Lakers put a definitive stamp on the series. No question about it. They held serve for 4 quarters. That's what they needed to do. And they certainly did it with a great 98-78 victory. Rui Hachimura, 8 of 15, 5 of 7 from 3. LeBron James, 28 points from him. Rui had 21, like I said. LeBron James, 28 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Kept it down to 3 turnovers. It was a good thing. And Austin Reeves, 7 of 14, 15 points from him. They got contributions all over the place. 2 block shots and 7 points and 7 rebounds from Marcus Smart. DeAndre Ayton had 16 rebounds himself. They had 15 offensive rebounds as a team. And remember, we were talking about how much the differential was and how good of an offensive rebounding team the Houston Rockets was. Well, you know what? In the end, in the final two games, the Lakers put their own offensive rebounding stamp, their own rebounding stamp as a whole on the series and got it done today with a great victory. Absolutely just great. We're going on and moving on to OKC, and I understand that a lot of people are going to be talking about OKC and if the Lakers even stand a chance. They got to split. I'm just going to say right from the get go, if the Lakers do not split in OKC, it's going to be really tough for them to go ahead and get the victory. But hopefully we can go ahead and get it done. Let me hear what you guys to say. Yes, Craig, great defensive performance. When you can hold another NBA team to 78 points, absolutely a great performance. 18% from three was Houston, 35% overall. When it mattered the most, they ended up coming out on the short end of the stick. The Lakers played with more energy on the defensive end, much more so than we saw in LA in game five. So tell you what, just an outstanding performance by the Lakers, and they get the victory. And now we move on. We could start talking about OKC officially, indeed. Let me Lakers in seven. Layout Jay. Oh, JSJ is now here to go ahead and talk about that. So there you go, indeed. Once again, it is Gerald Glassford. Great to have you here. Looking forward to hearing what the other guys will have to say. And I believe one is here now. Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Are you with me, my friend?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
There you go. Yes, JY Legend is here. Will the He's saying, "Where's Legend at?" JY is. Will the Lakers be down at 60 any point? Oh, come on. Come on. Already hurts enough, JY. There's no need to rub it in on Legend. Legend's such a I said this on the Discord. I felt bad for Legend. You support a team all year long and then they do what they need. Like for instance, Houston today, they end up just not showing up. And Atlanta yesterday not showing up at all for their Pinty in the chat. He puts a super chat. Truly appreciate super chat. Wow, blowout, respect, great game, Lakers. Absolutely. And a lot of people were doubting the Lakers. A lot of people were going ahead and saying this could be the first time this playoffs Legend that you would see a 3-0 turnaround and that the Lakers would end up on the losing side of it. But the Lakers showed some grit. They showed energy. They only got one day off. And my friend, it looks like they got it done indeed. And now it's on to OKC.
Yeah, they went in, got it done, and a lot of people really thought it was finna go seven. I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of too. This is really seven, but they came in, closed it out, understood the assignment that you don't want this series to keep on going, knowing who you unfortunately got to play against. So they did right to come in and handle their business, and now it's time to face the inevitable that's been waiting for you for a while now. So should be definitely a good series coming up. Um, Honestly, I don't think it's gonna be a long series, but should be a good series that's coming up. Should be a really good fight, good entertainment for everyone to watch. Um, this is what you really gonna see what the Lakers really made, what they're made of. This
Uh,
really will show you a lot.
absolutely, indeed. Pinty also on the super chat says, "Good morning from Germany, Lakers." El Rosto saying, "Will eight in his super chat? Truly appreciate super chat as well. Will Aiton and Hashimura be Lakers next year?" Vern, no, no, I'm like Vern. I don't know what you're talking about. I just said the Lakers, in these type of games, it's just the way you think the momentum is going for Houston, and it just in these playoffs we're seeing Legend momentum into the next game means very little. Just talk to Toronto right now. They upended again Cleveland in overtime, a team heavily favored to move on. Philadelphia took a 3-1 deficit, and now it's going back to Boston for game seven. 3 game 7s in the East. We won't talk about Orlando too much because that was just they missed 24 shots in a row at home. I don't think that's a really good thing. But your thoughts, my friend? I mean, the momentum shifts not by game, it shifts from quarter to quarter. And the Lakers, after that 24-3 run in the from the first to the second quarter, That was it. That was the game right there. And the momentum clearly swung permanently in the favor of the Lakers legend.
Yeah, it definitely did. It swung a lot in their favor, and the Rockets just came up just wasn't ready tonight. Scored only 78 points, very low, very low for them. And just didn't have it tonight. But gotta give them credit. They came in. At least they didn't let themselves get swept. So they gotta give themselves credit on that much. But Lakers did their thing today. Came in with a sense of urgency. Played like a team that was not trying to go into a game 7 in LA where anything can happen. So you gotta give them boys a lot of credit and give JJ Redick his credit. Won his first playoff series, so good for him. He got that under his belt now. And time for y'all to get ready for who you got. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah, I know. It's like who we got
No,
is okay.
I won't be
OKC.
too happy about that, but hey,
Yeah,
gotta go
I
with what you
know.
got.
Well, didn't I say the when I was talking with you on the NBA observations, it's like the frying pan going into the fire. But we'll see what happens. And again, I'm still happy that the Lakers are able to move on. And here today to go ahead and discuss today's game. Good man indeed. He is part of the Joe Soro experiment. Not thrilled about the Dodgers' loss today against St. Louis. It is, of course, Joe Soro. Joe is happy about a Lakers win. They put it all together, Joe. Defense, they got enough offense that it was great when you're holding Houston Rockets in a game that they needed with their crowd up at the beginning of the game. Everything was pointing the way of Houston. The Lakers just showed us more intensity, grit, and energy than we saw in Game 5 in LA.
When you watch Game 5, you saw a Laker team that couldn't hit water falling out of a boat. Yet they were a shot away in the end of maybe tying it, maybe winning it. Who knows? So that to me told me, and it didn't. This series didn't matter who was playing in Houston, who was playing in LA. These are both teams that have massive injury issues as well as massive functional issues in terms of playing basketball. They're just not good at playing smart, concise basketball. They have it in spurts, but it's not a 48-minute game in and game out type mentality. Anytime I've watched this game a long time, and anytime there's a 3-0 lead and all of a sudden a team wins game 4, and then all of a sudden they win game 5. Now everything goes to the same BS. Oh, this is going to be the first team. And the scum-sucking pigs out there that just are waiting for LeBron to fail. Watch how the cockroaches are going to come out in about a week and a half when the series is over. They're going to come out and they're going to do their thing. A lot of them are bots. A lot of them are the scumbags that are trying to just create problems online. But a good majority of them are the cockroaches, the skid marks of society. And they were just waiting for this to happen so that they could criticize. That's what they were waiting on. It wasn't even about the Lakers. It was about LeBron James. And for those of you who were waiting for that, I don't want to say I wish death on you because that's a bad mentality to have. But I wish you to not ever be around anything positive because of how disgusting of a human being you are. You're not murdering anybody. You're not abusing anybody. But in a lot of ways, those who, I guess, simmer and stew in that kind of mentality are just useless human beings. And sitting back and seeing how both teams are, there was never an indication, never a feeling after game 4, after game 5, that this team was going to lose the series. Let's say if Houston wins today, I still felt like the Lakers were going to win the series. There was no time at all when they were up 3-0 that they were going to lose the series. And there was a little bit of a timestamp on something like that I wrote a few days ago, so you can't say that it's easy for me to say that now that they won. No, I mentioned it, and I said I just don't see it happening. The Rockets are not that kind of team. We know that they're not that kind of team because we saw how they finished game 3 and we saw how badly they played in game 1 and 2. They shut the lights out in game 5, and I didn't feel they were going to shoot like that again. And I also thought the Lakers weren't going to shoot as bad as they did in game 5 as well. So when you put that together, all you really needed then is, well, they don't have Kevin Durant, and even if he was there, he's not Kevin Durant of who he was. LeBron's not who he used to be, but he's still a hell of a lot better than what Durant is now. And you have an Austin Reeves who's not playing a second game after coming back from 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, whatever. And he had a much better game. And then, of course, DeAndre Ayton continued his rebounding prowess, which helped the team greatly, especially in the second quarter and the third quarter, where they pretty much put the game away.
I did want to mention
it was nice to see a series win. It's been a while since the Lakers have won a series, and it's nice to just know that we don't have to hear this 0-3 BS anymore.
I did want to mention Trojan, I would not be booking flights to OKC as of right now. But again, game 1 is going to be on Tuesday, everyone. No time yet has been determined on it. There is also an East semifinals game 1 that's going to start on Tuesday as well beforehand. So I'm guessing 6:30, but yes, has not been determined as of yet exactly the exact time. But Tuesday is when the Lakers will play game 1 against OKC in Oklahoma City. But let's focus a little bit more on the Houston game. Legend, again, LeBron, not a great shooting day overall, 10 to 25 shooting, but the presence he gave, especially early on, that's what I wanted to ask you, Legend. I mean, 41 years of age, still, like Joe said, still getting it done in many ways for this team, especially with Austin still not looking 100%. Your thoughts, Legend, when LeBron does these type of things? He set the pace, and I know that it was said that, you know, only a day off between games, LeBron comes in tired on most occasions. Well, today he set the tone right away that whatever fatigue he has, it was not going to let him get the best of him today.
Yeah, he came in and set the tone, and he pretty much leading the way of letting the team know that we need to win this game. We do not need to go to game 7. And he went on and I would say probably emptied the clip in this game, making sure that they get out of this. Don't have to worry about playing on Sunday. He did right to set the tone early. You got to be the example. You're the leader of this team. You got to be the example. You got to let the younger guys know that we are not going to game 7 Sunday. We're going to finish this series today, get these 3 days off, and go to OKC for game 1. And he did exactly that. You got to give the man at 41 credit. Like Joe said, there was a lot of people salivating on the thought of that man collapsing 3-0. We heard it on TV left and right the last 2 days. So luckily he shut that down. Don't have to hear that at this point. But he did good. Did good being a leader today. That's what you need to see from him. If a 41-year-old man with 1 day off can come out there and give you high level of play after 1 day, there's no excuse for younger guys not to do the same. And that's what they need to see from their leader. And he did a damn good job at that. So you got to give him credit for that.
Also want to give credit to JJ Redick. Again, he whatever game plan that obviously needed to be thrown out with game 5, obviously looks a lot better as far as for game 6, Joe. The things that he mapped out seem to work for success. And the thing is, Joe, if you remember leading into the series, they were talking seriously about the rebounding as far as the offensive rebounding, that Houston Rockets were hitting the glass and hit the glass hard. And in the first couple games, they were destroying the Lakers on the offensive boards. Well, flash forward to game 5 and then game 6. It is, I mean, that continual, as far as reminding the Lakers about the rebounding, seems to have worked, Joe, because they got the rebounding advantage in game 5, didn't quite work out the way they wanted to, but in game 6 today, DeAndre Ayton in 2 straight games, along with the rest of the team, showed that they were able to go ahead and take away one of the great elements of Houston's game.
Yes, they almost doubled the offensive rebounds in this game, and DeAndre Ayton was a big part of that. His ability to kind of stymie. There's nothing worse than a defensive mentality from a team, because that's their engine. That's their engine revving up. They stop you, and then they go to the other side, hit a three, make a play, and that's kind of the Houston Rockets game. So when they put all their efforts in the defense and get a stop, and then somebody comes in and puts it back or gets a rebound and, gets a fresh 14. Now the motivation and the momentum is completely away from Houston. And they did that pretty much from the 5-minute mark in the first quarter through pretty much the entire game. And that's how you beat this team. And it helps that Eason and Shepard went 3 of 17, I think, from 3. If those guys aren't hitting shots, Houston's toast, because Amin is not going to make shots. Tate is not going to make shots.
1 of 10 to give you an idea.
Yeah, Tate is not going to make shots. Sengun's not going to make shots. He's just going to do his usual spin move in the paint, little okie dokie, little whatever the hell it is that he does, and then try to make a shot. The only thing that was worrying me in this game until the game kind of got sealed maybe about 5 minutes into the fourth was the Lakers' inability to hit free throws, which has been the bane of their existence this entire season. Missing 10 free throws in a game like this doesn't sound like a problem, but you have to watch the game to really know. This game probably would have been over in the third quarter if they made the free throws. Free throws, to me, especially if you miss 2, to me is a turnover. When you miss two free throws, you are essentially turning the ball over. And when you miss 1 out of 2 in a close game, that to me can sometimes constitute as a turnover. That's just me. But the Lakers and LeBron James came into Houston listening to the noise, and every series, that's all these guys do is create noise, because they're not really talented people on ESPN or anywhere really. Really, the talent is just trash. In terms of analyzing, I just skimmed through this. I wasn't watching it, but there was a little headline that said Perkins is picking the Rockets to come back from 0-3. When you have there's a difference between talking stupid regularly and being wrong, and then making a prediction here and there and getting it wrong. You're supposed to be a professional. You're supposed to have a brain. You played in the NBA. You should know the tenor of these players and what they're thinking and the talent on the team and what they're capable of doing, what not they're doing. So when I say something, he's just some guy who's never done anything, right? But why is it that the guy that hasn't done anything, that hasn't played in the NBA, that hasn't played in college, whatever, was able to make an assessment that made sense and it came true, and then you have some dumb shit like Perkins saying, the Rockets are going to come back and win it 4-3, based off absolutely zero evidence. A little bit of evidence. Like, what made you say that? Was it just you just wanted to get somebody like me to get you? I'm going to go talk about that now. Is that what it was? Okay, you won there. But here's the thing. I'm not going to be talking about Kendrick Perkins about that anymore. Anytime I see a stupid headline like that, I'm like, that's just Perk doing, and they didn't even put Perkins. They just put Perk predicts Houston wins 4-3 in the series. Now, how stupid can you be? And is anybody really telling him how stupid he is? And then you have Stephen A. Smith, who doesn't help. The Lakers are in trouble. The Lakers are in trouble. So you have Beavis and Butthead basically on that channel telling you that these guys are in trouble, and then they go to Houston and kick the shit out of them. Houston did not have a single time in this game where they had an ounce of a chance of winning. Why are these people paid what they're paid? Why are they rewarded by this? Oh, I know why. Because you have cockroaches and scumbags who are listening to them, who watch their shows every day, and that's the professionals you have. And I got to get on here and criticize it and talk loud about it. But what else can I say? What else can I say other than I don't think any of these guys really watch sports most of the time. I think they watch the hot spot games here and there, but I don't think any of these guys really watch basketball. I don't think they really watch maybe football a little bit, but I don't think any of these a-holes know anything about anything. I can do their job times 50 in my sleep. The only reason why I'm not there is because I just probably wouldn't get along with the corporate structure, right? Like it wouldn't last. But they're the ass kissers. They're the ones that suck the teat so that they can say stupid stuff and still be rewarded for it. There was never a chance that the Lakers were going to lose this series going up 3-0. Actually, they weren't going to lose this series after they went up 2-0. I had said, again, Gerald, it's time-stamped. I said this team has to win the first two games. They win the first two games, they're probably going to win the series. When they won game three, it was essentially.
You and I both said that.
Yeah. So. Well, I know you got to pat yourself on the back, you know. So
well, you know, and you got to do the same. So there you go.
Well, I do that maybe once every 6 months.
Mine
you do
is not just
every 14 minutes.
Mine is time stamped on 2 channels. So I one up you on there. Well, actually, no, I think you did say it on the experiment as well. But yes, the key was winning 2 to get off to such a good start. And then obviously the El Foldo act by Houston in game 3 with 30 seconds left. That's what did them in. Legend, I want to ask you this. Oklahoma is an overwhelming favorite in this. Let's not kid anyone out there. Oklahoma City is going into this, especially without Luka Doncic, who probably is not going to be there for either all or most of the series, as an overwhelming favorite in this series, Legend. And the thing I ask you is, besides the obvious of winning the series, JY's asking, what type of performance will it take to re-sign LeBron, AR, Ayton, and Rui? The thing I ask you is, if the Lakers follow suit and 1 week from now or 10 days from now, the Lakers are out in 4 or 5, should they consider re-signing the vast majority of the players now that are making us so happy right now, Legend?
If LeBron is willing to come back, you should. You'll never find a third option better than him out there on the market. Not just being honest, you're not. I would use this next series as a good way to evaluate Reed a little bit, just because of you saw how you do against physical teams, and this is what you're gonna allow you to see. OKC defense is gonna be physical. They're going to force a lot of turnovers because they're gonna pressure the hell out of them. They've seen how it worked in the regular season. They've seen what led to all them blowouts most of the season. They know what happened when they play physical on this team. That'd be a good way to evaluate Reed to see what he can do. Still got to take it into consideration that he's just getting back from injury, and no doubt probably not 100%. Luka, I don't know. I think these first 2 games gonna probably decide if you even see Luka in this series or not. If you're down 0-2, I don't know if you bring him back at that point. Is it even worth it? You know, you're looking at a deficit against a team like them. I don't know if you bring him back or not. You could say the series is probably over at that point, but it's just hard to say whether or not you want to bring him back or not. Rui, the rest of the team, it's a good way to observe and see what they look like, on whether or not you bring a lot of them guys back. I think the one thing I would say the Lakers should do this summer is try to get some more athletic guys. Try to get some guys younger. Like if you can move Marcus Smart and them towards the bench, that would be the best thing to do. That's a better starting lineup to me. If you really want to be able to beat the Oklahoma or Spurs team, you got to continue getting more athletic and younger. That's just the way to go right now. Guys like Marcus Smart, them still good, still got a lot of talent, but to beat them, you need to be a little bit younger, a little bit younger. They're gonna take advantage of them type of guys. Take advantage of them, especially when they forcing turnover left and right. I don't know how long you're gonna last against a team that young that like to run up and down the court. But I think no matter what happens, you need this your chance to evaluate what Luke, everybody prices look like and then determine what they really worth as you go into the market. There's gonna be a lot of dudes available. You saw how the Denver Nuggets flamed out. You see what happened with Peyton Watson and all of them.
And
Yeah,
they're running up against the second apron already, so affording
mm-hmm.
those guys may be a problem, Legend.
It could be. That could be a problem. Um, Aaron Gordon trade is gonna probably be out there. It's already out there now, and you're gonna see more and more people coming more and more available as the playoffs start getting smaller and smaller with what's left. So you gonna have options out there just to look at to see what's out there wise. But it'd be a good way to evaluate, see what you got. Because like you just said, Gerald, everyone pretty much has Oklahoma winning that series by a landslide. You probably won't make no money in that series too much. So I don't think LeBron is probably too surprised on whatever happened in this series. But it's still a good way to evaluate what you got and see what you need as you advance in the Luka Doncic era. But if you can bring LeBron back, I would say like you should, if he's a good third option. But at the same time, I will also say too, you eventually do got to move forward and truly build around Luca. So you'll have to make that decision on when you're gonna eventually really move forward in the Luka Doncic era. You're gonna have to do it at some point. So it's a matter of when you want to do it. But I just don't expect much in this next series. I just don't. I don't. I'm just being honest. You know.
I can't say I blame you, Legend. I mean, Joe, we've seen how dominating OKC has been. They obviously dusted off Phoenix with relative ease in the first round. Intel Wild, truly appreciate the super chat. He has thoughts on it. Sign and trade Reeves, no Hayes, no Vando, no LeBron, no Bronny Jr., no Hashi, no Aiton. Let's move on and really change the DNA of this franchise. I think what he is coming to as far as the conclusion is with Intel is what a lot of people, including myself, because with this team and this nucleus, as we might find out, or we probably will find out in the next round, Joe, that this mixture, this group can only take the Lakers so far.
They're elite challenged. There's just no elite players on the team. There's there's scrappers, there's decent, there's good, there's very good, and then you have LeBron James, who's still great. He's not elite anymore, but he's great. It's not a well-built team to handle a team like Oklahoma City, to some degree San Antonio, because those guys have the elite player, and then they have very good players everywhere else. And Oklahoma City has very good players everywhere else, plus very good players off the bench. And they're going to have at least very good players coming again in the draft. I'm going to be waiting to see how that plays out in terms of the salary cap and the aprons for Oklahoma City. But I think they have so many options there they can make it work because of the fact that they have ridiculous draft capital coming their way. But as far as the series is concerned, this team was already struggling with Luka and Austin on the team against Oklahoma City. So not having Luka in this series is really the end all be all of this. It's just not. If Luka was playing, you could say there's a shot, because pressure does change things. And you have Houston tonight, whom started drinking their own urine, thinking that they were actually going to come back from a 0-3 deficit, because again, the morons that the talking heads are yapping about it. And what ended up happening was Houston reverted back to exactly who they were. A team that plays defense, team or individual, but can't make a shot to save their life, can't run an offensive set to save their life. And their main guy, Thompson, is not an offensive threat. He's too one-dimensional. And the Lakers exploited it. And they exploited it by spreading them out, getting guys like Rui open shots in his spots. He made them. And then LeBron doing what he does best. And then Austin Reeves continuing to go to the basket and Didn't get a lot of and ones, but didn't have to because they couldn't guard him to the layups. And then DeAndre Ayton helping, obviously, with Marcus Smart playing the scrappy X Factor type guys. That's what they did, and that's why they ended up. No, I mean, this was really a blowout the entire game. This was a blowout. This was not a competitive game. It was an ugly game. The Lakers couldn't score on the majority of it, but it's still a blowout. You're talking about a team that went into a building of an opponent that had just won 2 games. They had all the momentum. They had all the idiots talking about how they're going to come back. They went into their own building and punked them in the face and beat them by 20.
And I'm not going to fault Intel for, I know because he's getting a little flack for what he just posted. And 805, I understand you're being very optimistic, and I appreciate that. But like Intel says, you got to think with your head and not with your heart. You got to think realistically. Lakers have not matched up, like Joe just said. They have not matched up well with OKC all season long, even with Luka, even with Austin coming back. If you remember, and if they get if they get Williams back, they get Jalen Williams back, who's on a week-to-week basis with the hamstring. He really goes ahead and picks on Austin Reeves on the defensive end, as we saw. I believe it was in January. Or was it February? When it was the game before the San Antonio one that made us all upset. Legend, I'm just going to ask you this again. We're trying to be realistic. I'm going to say if the Lakers split in OKC somehow and get game 3, then we can start really talking about the Lakers possibly taking the series. But that would go against what they have shown against OKC all season. And we have to think clearly. You guys don't have to in the chat. You guys can think with your heart. You can think with all the purple and gold you want. But if you want honest opinions from us, we're not going to run from it, and we're not going to lie for you in the moment. We're not those other Lakers channels that just want to tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear. So with that said and done, Legend, again, what we have seen all season as far as how the Lakers match up has not bode well for our thinking as far as how this series may go, Legend.
Yeah, like you said, Gerald, I'm not. That's how I am myself. I like to tell the truth. I love my Warriors, love my Hawks, but everyone who know me in real life knows I tell the truth. I do not care about that heart stuff. You gotta be honest with yourself. That's how you set yourself up for a painful results when you don't be honest with yourself. This has been a bad matchup all season. Every time you play them, they have pretty much exploited all your weaknesses against you. They exploited your lack of depth. They exploited your turnover issues. They exploited your lack of athleticism, and that's what I expect to happen in this series. Playoff and regular season are 2 different things, but the one thing that doesn't change is the issues that is there between 2 teams. That don't change as good as the playoff, and that's what's gonna really show in this series. The best hope for them to make this be interesting is you somehow split both games in Oklahoma. Do I feel like they're gonna do that? I'm honestly say no. If they're gonna split, it probably be in LA. Oklahoma, I think they're gonna go up 2-0. And that's the part where I would say if they go up 2-0, I wouldn't be surprised they just collapse and fold at that point because you would have lost to the same team 6 straight times. That's a lot. That is a lot mentally to lose to a team 6 straight times. You cannot tell me that in the back of your mind, you're not low key saying to yourself, we can't beat this team. 6 straight times. That's a lot. That is a lot. God forbid you lose game 3. Then you probably already folded up like a lawn chair and gone to Cancun and enjoy your vacation at that point. So your best chance is try to steal one of them games at Oklahoma. You don't do that, then them vacation plans will probably already be in the back of your mind at that point. Because you would have lost to that team 6 straight times, whether SGA was there or just J-Dub was there or whatever. They whooped your ass all them times. God forbid they don't blow you out in one of these 2 games. And I really think you're gonna fold like a lawn chair because they're just adding to it, making it worse. So you just gotta be honest with yourself. I kind of think this can at least be a good 5-game series at most. I wouldn't be surprised you don't see Luka at all this series. I just wouldn't be. This team is better than it was last year, and the experience showed. To me, there's only one team in this West that might can really beat this team, and that is the team that have beat them several times this year. That's the Spurs. That is your best chance at this point for them to lose. I kind of get the feeling I'm finna win myself $2,000. I had OKC versus Spurs in the Western Conference Finals, so I'm ready to go collect my check from my buddy at my
There you
job.
go. And speaking of checks collecting, Stefan, didn't you win almost $1,000 from the Lakers winning this series against the Rockets? Let me know in the comment. I know that you're with
Payout.
Kalshi, the one that I push on Lakers latest, or I'm told to go ahead and endorse on Lakers latest. So I think you said you had $980 to win as far as the concern on. I may be incorrect, but I think you mentioned that earlier. Let me know in the comments below, Stefan. And by the way, Stefan Piscano podcast, go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe there as well. But Joe, and we're not saying this is a failure of a season, Joe, at all. The Lakers getting by in this first round, obviously an improvement on what they did last season. And in a season where, again, it's been looking all season like it's a clash for the title between San Antonio and OKC. I don't think it's shameful at all for the Lakers to go ahead and say, you know what, we tried and we did our best and we went in the second round against a team that's better prepared, better built than we are. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's that bad at all. But again, we have to play the games, and I'm hoping they will go ahead and be able to prove us all wrong that are doubting them right now, Joe.
Who's doubting the Lakers?
Well, to win this next series, Joe.
Yeah, there's no way they're gonna win this series unless say Shea gets injured and he can't play. Then that opens up some things. And Luka's not coming back. Anyone who says he's coming back in
this,
this,
they split. So let's say they split. You don't think they'll try to rush him back?
No.
His activities, his activities have not even moved to regular 1-on-1, 5-on-5 activity. And if you're expecting him to all of a sudden start playing in the next few days, the series is only going to go really at most through the 13th. Really halfway through the month. And his injury is an 8-week injury. A lot of times it's more than that. And he'll have been, I think, six in the middle of May. Luka's not coming back unless they've been playing opossum. It's opossum, by the way. It's not possum. Unless they're playing opossum on people, which they could, then yeah, there might be a slight chance if he comes back, but it's slight, which doesn't really mean much. This team has too much depth, has too much help from their style of play. Shea draws a lot of fouls. The team is a defensive stalwart and doesn't miss open shots. So you have a superstar, don't miss shots when they're open, and they play stout defense. I don't know what else do you need in the NBA in this day and age. And the Lakers have a 41-year-old who's playing beyond anyone's imagination in terms of effectiveness. And then Austin Reeves gets pulled down by Amin Thompson like he got hit by a car, and we're supposed to now worry about him getting hurt. I mean, the amount of I've been trying to hold my tongue here a little bit.
Why? You've never held it before.
I'm at the curse side because I think it's starting to get. I'm starting to not like doing that.
Well,
cursing.
As long as you don't do it in the first 15 minutes.
Well, the thing is with the cursing is it's starting to really bother me that I have to talk like that. I should talk more intelligently without having to use curse words. There is a deficiency here. It's not anybody's fault. It is what it is. And the Lakers are running into that part of the Western Conference where they're going to have to really evaluate this series based off of what they're going to be building this summer and next summer. That's what you have to get out of this series. Barring a major injury by a couple guys or Shea Gilgeous, it's going to be very difficult to get out of this. And it's unfortunate too, because if they were able to have a healthy team and maybe one more guy, which that's what I'm hoping for here in the next year or two, then this becomes a little bit more of some hope. Maybe you can get away with a couple things here and there, but the time is ticking on LeBron, no matter how good he's playing this year. The question will he be back? That's going to be the big discussion in about 2 weeks. Will he be back? And no one will care about Oklahoma City. No one will care about whoever comes out of the East, because they're going to get wiped off the planet by either San Antonio or Oklahoma City. And then it's going to be the LeBron show. Just understand that, guys. For those of you who are watching the show, who think that the NBA revolves around the Spurs, Oklahoma City, and then whatever sacrificial lamb comes out of the East. LeBron, the second the Lakers lose the series against Oklahoma City, it's going to be about the LeBron show. So get ready and don't get butthurt. It's just what it's going to be. And all the soap opera diva morons like Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. Smith and all those jackals are going to venture into that world and then give us their opinion for the 50 billionth time, and how it really doesn't matter what they think. They're useless to anything productive because they barely watch these games. And even when they do, their interpretation skills sucks. I just wish I had a forum where I could tell that to their face. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I hope so. I hope one day I can, because they're the reasons why the shows suck. And it's the audience has gotten used to mediocrity. You basically turn society into the Walmart mentality of people. They don't value what good commentating is, and they don't value what. And again, it's a subjective thing. Obviously, people think that we suck too, and then there's some people that think we're good. It's like that everywhere. But at least mine comes with something. At least ours comes from something, from watching and really paying attention, instead of, oh, the Rockets are going to come back from this series. Based on what? Based on what? What is this? 107 series now, where a team that's gone 3-0 has won? What made you think that you were so positive? Maybe it's that you wanted it to happen. You just talked about heart and brain, right? Legend talked about, I don't talk with this, I talk with this. When you talk with this, you're more trusted around the people that you're with. When you talk with this, you get yourself in trouble there. A lot of people fall in love when they shouldn't fall in love, make a lot of bad choices, and it ends up being a wave that never stops. This is not as drastic as that. It's not really real life. It's entertainment. But I don't think it's that difficult to understand what we're watching, especially if you've been playing in the league. You should know this. And just admit that you wanted it to happen, and then I'd respect you more. I want this to happen. Houston, the Rockets are going to come back from an 0-3 deficit because I want it to happen. Okay, you're a delusional moron, but at least you're being honest. But to come out there and say, oh, they're going to win. They're going to come back from a 3-0. The Lakers are in trouble. The Lakers are in trouble. And then the Lakers are going to get, let's say, swept in this series, and then everybody's going to be an expert, right? We told you the Lakers were in trouble. I don't know. I don't know the quality of things. I feel sorry for society, because quality has been manipulated to the point of get what you want at the price you want, but at the expense of the quality. So what's the point at the end of the day? What is that going to do for you? What we can do, I'll put a button on this now because I don't want to talk about that stuff anymore. I want to go forward a little bit now. But if you understand basketball and you understand what this team is about, we've been watching them all year, you'll understand that at the very least, the last 3.5 months, these guys have played their rear ends off. Marcus Smart, DeAndre Ayton was back and forth for a minute, finally settled down. LeBron has done what he's done. Reeves has done what he's done as much as he can without when he's there. Luka obviously had a all-NBA season. Laravia's tried his best, even though it's a disaster half the time.
He hit some shots early, Joe.
Luke Kennard. I think Luke Kennard and Laravia hitting those threes at the beginning.
Yes.
I remember looking at the Houston players after those shots and going, uh-oh. Because Rui was hitting, and when Rui starts to hit, he doesn't really miss after that. He rarely, especially if he's wide open. Rui hits from 50%. Hits at a 50% clip when he's wide open, basically. So they were thinking if Rui's going to hit those threes, okay, we'll give him that. LeBron will do his normal threes. Marcus Smart will throw a couple threes here and there. But if Luke is hitting those threes and then Laravia comes out of nowhere, by the way, thank you, JJ, for not playing Vando 1 minute in this game. It's not a surprise that they ended up blowing them out on the road.
And Bronny too.
Well, that one's easy. But Vando is in a lot of ways actually frustrates me more than Bronny when he's in there.
Oh, by the way, I just want to let you know, Joe, when your Lakers ball cohorts go after you on your Bronny stuff, come back at them with the name Jamison Battle on the Toronto Raptors and ask how he's been performing in the playoffs coming off the bench for them. I think he was 5 for 5, 4 for 4 from 3 in one of those games, and they're still playing right now. So they go to Game 7 this weekend. But again, he's played very well off the bench, and he was undrafted in that draft. Just wanted to make sure to let you know. So.
Yeah, it's a discussion I think we've had.
But I'm just saying when they come at you on Lakers ball, and
it's unfortunate, but things are going to be changing here soon. The Mark Walter group is already forming their Thundercats, their Voltron, their Avengers. It's coming. There's going to be an assembly here of top-notch professionals, and I would say within the next 2 seasons, you're going to see the Lakers be a high favorite to win championships, and I have no worry on that. I feel very comfortable. This is my head talking, not my heart. My head says summer of 2027, I believe they will get the roster set up a certain way where they're going to be competing for a championship, and it's not going to be Goliath versus David. They will be either David knocking Goliath down or just Goliath that David can't beat, which obviously that doesn't happen in the Bible. But the point is, this team and who runs it, and the fact that the Lakers have Luka Doncic and let's say Austin Reeves at the moment, if they decide to bring him back, they have a little bit of a core here, and then they're going to continue to add to that and make sure, obviously, the draft is taken care of as well. So Lakers are going to need to, if they're not going to go after, let's say, Giannis and give up some draft capital, they got to hit on this year's draft, and they got to hit on next year's draft, and they got to hit with really good players this summer and next summer. So can they get 2 really good players, Gerald, this summer through free agency? Can they hit in the draft, and then can they get 2 more next summer and then hit in the draft? You're talking about 6 players now that you're forming with, let's say, if it is Austin and Luka, and then whomever, is LeBron staying? I don't know, but that's how I'm looking at the future, and that's what I'm going to be paying attention to once the season's over.
I guess El Rosto is saying how many people drafted ahead of Bronny are doing worse. Well, I know Legend knows one, and he was the number one draft pick in that choice, but so we won't say go there. But what once again, it is the Lakers winning 98-78. It's Joe Sorrell for the Joe Sorrell Experiment. Legend from I Got Next Sports Media and me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching and listening. I think that's what he was trying to say. Or was he saying after that? But he's phrasing it the way he phrased it. I think he said players like AJ Mitchell in that second round was killing it for OKC, which we will
Mm-hmm.
find out here over the next week or so how good AJ Mitchell is. Intel Wild in the chat legend says what's with the streaming games this year, because a lot of the playoff games in the first round were on Amazon Prime. We used to see them all the time on Spectrum, ESPN, TNT, ABC, but now every other game you have to pay for on Amazon Prime. It's all about money, Intel.
Money.
We talk about this with the NCAA. We talk about this with other entities. I mean, Amazon's able to come in here because they have a subscribership of over 300 million people. That's what they're able to bring to the table. And with all of them paying a subscription fee, Legend, it's just hard for the NBA to turn down that money. So while I didn't like it because I had to tell my 92-year-old mother and inform her she couldn't watch the half the games in this series because they were on Amazon Prime, because she doesn't get Amazon Prime from where she's at. It was disappointing to her, and it's a disappointing to a lot of other people. But again, for the NBA is all about money.
Yeah, pretty much all about money. They pretty much got the mindset of college football with the bowl games and pretty much college basketball. Now that we're gonna have 76 teams in the NCAA tournament going forward, so that's what it's all about now. Trying to rack up that money and screw the hard-earned fans who may not have Amazon Prime. They pretty much just told you in your face they care less about you. They didn't want what's in the wallet. It's pretty much what it's all about. And that's why you're seeing more and more streaming services being used. The days of watching a lot of games on ABC, TNT, and all that, yeah, that's pretty much over with. Yeah, you gonna have either two options: pay up, you don't watch the game, one or the other. And if I remember correct, I think Adam Silver even said for people who didn't want to pay all these subscription services, he said watch the highlights.
Exactly, indeed. That's a harsh way of saying it, but again, if they take it away as far as the conference finals and the NBA finals away onto a streaming service like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and the like, that's going to be, I think, where a lot of people draw the line. Joe James Hex says to you, Joe, admit that you were wrong about Austin. Pay him as the star that he is. He is the number 2 for Luca. Here we go.
I already answered his question.
Oh, I was hoping you could say it on the air.
It sounds better when you read it.
Okay. His response by Joe was, James Hex, admit that you're a tulip first. So there you go. With Austin Reeves, again, he's still coming back from the injury. You talked about his toughness. Again, he got his arm pulled, yanked really hard by Amen Thompson in that second half of the game. Seems to be okay because he had comments on LeBron James after the game, and nothing really was discussed as far as his arm is concerned. But Austin Reeves, I think we're going to get an education on exactly how much you are looking at getting him or retaining him, period, by what we're going to see in the next series, especially if Jalen Williams comes back, Joe, because Jalen Williams, if you remember early in the season, when he came back against Austin Reeves, really had his number.
Yeah. It's here comes the Austin Reeves brigade. The life of a Laker fan is, and Dodger fan, even before the Dodgers were winning World Series in abundance. There's a disdain when you start a conversation with Los Angeles, and you always know this, the real Los Angeles teams, because you don't really hear it with the Angels, you don't really hear it with the Rams. The Rams have been too bouncy for LA Rams. They were in Cleveland, then they were in LA, and then they went to St. Louis. And Chargers are never going to be an LA team, even though they started in LA for a year. So when you hear LA Lakers, when you hear LA Dodgers, there's you grow up feeling the disdain, the hate, and a lot of the problems too is the fan base too. The Laker fan, the Dodger fan. In this case, talking about the Lakers, the constant falling in love with players and over analyzing and overvaluing that player. The Lakers are not in the business to overvalue. They've undervalued a lot lately, not signing Alex Caruso, not keeping Zubac, or at the very least, not trading him away for a couple of used Wrigley gums and maybe a tree branch. Those type of deals has put the Lakers in this position throughout the last, really the LeBron era. And that's all going to change. And a lot of that change is going to come with hard decisions. Just because Austin Reeves is a very good player doesn't mean, especially with the current collective bargaining agreement setup. Remember this, guys. I'm not Kendrick Perkins. I'm not Stephen A. Smith. I'm not the idiot on the street who knows nothing about how the system works. You have to be careful now how you allocate money. The NBA has a pseudo hard cap now. One of the worst decisions they could have ever made. And it's something that we're all going to be watching this winter and probably going in the next spring on when the baseball is going to try to avoid this. And they will. Putting a hard cap in an NBA was the worst decision they could have made. And is it because, are they going to still make a lot of money? Yeah. Think about that for a second. I was talking about this on the show. I just found out today, and I don't know how the hell this is even real. But the WNBA Golden State team was valued at $850 million. Is that a typo, Gerald, or did I hallucinate this?
No, you did not.
How the hell is a WNBA team worth $850 million when they can't even fund their own league? These guys are cooking the books in front of you. I mean, is there anything in California that isn't crooked? $850 million for a WNBA team. That cannot happen. That cannot be real. So when I'm talking to people that live in fantasy land, because that's why this all is the way it is, because so many people, and AI is going to be advancing that even more. All the OnlyFans scumbags that keep enabling all these people to keep just doing what they do and eroding any good sense by just staying at home and spanking it to something because you can't go out and get the real stuff. All this brain activity or lack thereof, those are the guys, those are the people that dictate all this, right? Well, just because it's them, it doesn't mean you're going to be right. In the end here, Gerald, Austin Reeves needs to come back for the right situation. If he just wants max money, and he's the second best, highest paid player on this team going in the next year, I've said this how many times? The Lakers are not going to improve. They're either going to stay stagnant. I know that sounds weird for a team that's won 50 games, but we're not talking about wins at this point. We're talking about what they're up against. Wembanyama, as long as his wussy ass can stay on court, we don't know that either, by the way. That guy falls down when a feather hits him. And we don't know how Shai Gilgeous or Chet Holmgren, any of these guys are they going to last? Are they going to get bored after a while? I don't know. But you got to set this team up to win. And this is the LA Lakers. You got to set up this team to win and win a lot. Especially when you have Luka Doncic, who just hit his prime. That's how you have to look at this. You have to look at it as, what is the right decision to get this team into winning championships? Stop falling in love with the Austin Reeves. Stop falling in love with the guys that are good players. Are they going to work in this next phase? Because if it's not going to work, you have to make that tough decision and make sure you get the right player.
Joe, after reading the report while you were talking, I do want to say that they are the most valuable team in the WNBA. They reported an $80 million in revenue in their inaugural season, largely due to the more than 10,000 season tickets sold, and also sponsorships, including JP Morgan Chase. Oh, it's a Chase Center, of course, Sephora, and United Airlines. The Valkyries are worth 150% more than the most valuable NWSL club, which is Angel City FC, which is valued at 335 million. The average WNBA team, according to Yahoo's report here, is 425 million, an increase of 58% from last year's annual average. And I'm assuming that's based off a lot of it is based off the deal they just signed, Legend. Cover your ears on this next statement, Legend. I'm going to say, as I said, the average for a team, WNBA team right now, valuation is 425 million. The least valuable team. I'm so sorry. You're getting no love in Atlanta, but it's the Atlanta Dream.
I ain't surprised.
It's like 200 million or something like that. So I'm just letting everyone know out there. According to the report on Yahoo. I guess Sportico is the company that is responsible for evaluating based off the certain finances on that. So getting back into the NBA is concerned. Into Wild, let's go Lakers, absolutely indeed. But the Lakers, they do head on to a matchup against OKC. Before we touch on some of the great games that have been going on in the past couple of days before we head on out, Legend, final thoughts on the Lakers putting this final stamp in Houston. It would have been great if they did this and it saw this kind of effort in game 5. Just so weird. They had 2 days off in game 5 and gave a much less effort in game 6. Game 6, Houston came in all amped, all ready, the crowd ready, all pumped. And again, the tides don't turn based on what happened the past game. In the playoffs, it seemingly looks more and more like what happens within the last quarter, within the last minute, within the last possession.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I think Lakers did like a really good job today coming out with that sense of urgency. They went out there and handled their business, and Houston just looked like they gave up. They don't empty their clip in game 4 and 5, forcing into game 6. So they went out there and already pretty much gave everything they had, and pretty much kind of did a stinker in this game, only scoring like 78 points. That's extremely low, but gotta give the Lakers credit. Came out there to handle their business, and I can tell JJ Redick is all smiles right now on TV, getting that first playoff series win. So good for him. But let's get ready to watch the real show now. This is what people want to see. Well, at least for now.
Absolutely. And Intel Wild, yeah, that's correct. We are, as Lakers fans, hoping for the 76ers over the weekend. Joe, some interesting game 7s will be taking place over the next 2 days, especially in the East with Orlando, Detroit, Philadelphia, and Boston, and Toronto and Cleveland. Again, it doesn't look like whoever's coming out of the East is going to be, like you said, any matchup for San Antonio or OKC, and that the real championship is what's waiting for, I think, what's coming up here in about 12 days, 2 weeks with San Antonio and OKC. Oh, by the way, James Heck says he hated Austin all season.
I don't give a shit what he thinks or says. He's full of shit. The The game that I'm the only game I care about at this point is the Sixers taking out Boston. I don't know if they will. They could. If Boston doesn't shoot threes in abundance, they turn into pumpkins, and that's the key with them. Boston has to lose. They can't win a championship. As long as they don't win a championship, the Lakers are only a championship away from tying it for the all-time lead. That's kind of the only thing left at this point with the season. If San Antonio wins, if Oklahoma City wins, if the Sixers win, if the Magic or the Pistons win, doesn't matter. Boston can't win. And that's number one. So tomorrow I'm going to be cheering for the Sixers to knock Boston out. And if that happens, there's going to be a sense of relief with the 2026 season, no matter what happens after that.
Intel has done it again, Joe. You don't have to do this. 5 shots in 30 minutes.
For $5?
Oh, he said $100.
$100.
Make it 150.
No, I'm not going to do that. Then he's giving a lot of money. It's Friday night. I guess I'm going to have to do it. Let me go get my drinks. I'll be back.
He's going to do it. Intel. Oh, you are watching from behind. Okay. So let me get it back to you, Legend. Once again, the Lakers win 98-78. Lakers do win the series 4-2. And speaking of which, Legend, it's such a great time talking with you and even with Joe. Oh no!
My boy John. He said, I'm here for the night.
I think I'm gonna be sick. He's
damn,
back.
Gerald.
It's
How you
such a
feeling?
nice week off.
That's how you feeling, Gerald? That's crazy.
Nice week off.
We get to hear John thoughts for the next round now.
Here we go. But it is, of course, the man behind the Lakers Corner and 3-minute report. It is John Costa. John, good to have you here. Joe is grabbing shots as per the request of Intel Wild. Your thoughts, though, on the series as a whole? Again, the Lakers, much more energy that they showed, especially on the defensive end. In game 6, a much better game plan. They still were able to go ahead and dominate the boards, but the clutch shots by Rui Hachimura from 3, LeBron able to go ahead still, even though he didn't shoot well overall, still was able to go ahead and dictate what went on with what went on the floor. An impressive victory for the Lakers, putting away Houston on the road in Houston and finishing this series.
Yeah, well, it's great to be back, man. Life it's been tough, man. My daughter's sick, and when that shit happening, that shit's tough. And with that being said, if she wakes up, I gotta go get her. But anyway, shit, guys. Sorry for the profanity, guys.
Joe's on this channel. Does it really make it matter?
You're right. I was just trying to help the help the YouTube rankings a little bit. But anyway, man, guys, look. You know what's crazy? The people were talking so loud. The noise was so loud about how we were going to lose and how we were going to be first round exits and all this and all this. Man, where is all that noise? How about, oh man, LeBron can't carry us to a series, and even LeBron at this age, he can't do it. That the noise was so loud. Gerald, where is all the noise now? It is so quiet. That is my only thing. I feel about this. It's like, man, they were so loud. What's up, Joe? Good to see you, brother. They were so loud. They were so avid about the fact of, damn, LeBron can't carry us through a series. Oh, no Luka, no AR, and we get AR to come back. And frankly, I know AR, for first game back. I mean, I guess second game back, but I still don't even feel the impact of AR. You know, when AR is having one of those games where you can just feel it, the AR is out there. Man, I honestly personally didn't even like feel that with AR this game or that game. Solid game, right? Solid game from him working back and ramping back up to probably being 100%. But hey, we win the series, which, like I said, most people were doubting us for. Now us going up against OKC, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
And that's when I'll go ahead and hit it back up to you, John. With that, the Lakers are playing OKC. It starts off on Tuesday. We're trying to be real with people, and we understand that OKC goes in as a heavy favorite. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be. What I'm saying is that the Lakers, if they can split in OKC, it will change the complexion of the series and our hopes as well. But going in, seeing how the Lakers have played against OKC for quite some time now, it doesn't look great, especially without Luka Doncic for at least part, if not all, of next series as well.
They're gonna OKC is notorious. I mean, we've seen it in the games we played. They're notorious for being up by 30 in the third quarter, still full court pressing you, still blitzing you, still making you jump off that ball every time you get off. You come off that pick and roll. So, yeah. And hold on, I gotta address something. JY said he feels off for the win. John Boy, JY, come on, brother. It has craziness going on. Game 1 and 2, I was out of town. Game 3, my mom had a hand surgery. In game 4, and now in these games, my baby has been sick. But shit, we here though.
Yeah, I'm just glad you're here, my friend. You don't have to apologize. You don't have to.
I like being
guys are
here.
all here on a voluntary basis. You come on your own, free will to do so, and I'm very appreciative for that. As Joe takes his first shot right there, Intel saying, "Drink up, big boy," and appreciate the super chat for
what's up, SB Xbox. What's up, man? SB Xbox, man. What's up, my dog? I ain't talking to you in a minute.
And I'll just finish up before I get it back to Joe on this. As far as again, OKC, I mean, they're the champs. They should be favored. They had a better record. They had the best record in the NBA. All the signs point to an OKC easy victory in the series. But again, if the Lakers somehow pull out, keep the turnovers low, still try to command the boards, get the head on the boards like they've been doing, there's a chance they could get out there with a split, which would change the complexion of the series. But again, the Lakers, this was also the team in games, 3 and 4, committed 44 turnovers in Houston the last time around as well. And that they cannot do against OKC.
Yeah. If we do that, Gerald, against OKC, it's yeah, it's wraps.
Yes.
Great teams take advantage of the fact that when you make mistakes, and the margin of error is already so slim against a great team like that when they're just far superior than you. Man, appreciate you, Serge. Appreciate you showing love. John, Lakers will be in Western
James
Conference.
Hex has been doing that the whole game. He's been doing that whole game. So
what James?
James Hex, yeah, he's
Western Conference.
He's not liking the fact that he's being very positive, and I credit him for that. He's saying that the Lakers will go on to the Western Conference Finals, and I appreciate his positiveness on it. But we're going to hit you at it with it's real. We're going to hit you at with what we know and the basketball knowledge that we've attained. And again, we want to be surprised as much as anyone, John, that the Lakers will go ahead and win if that's the case. But it will be a big surprise if they do.
Gerald, I want to show you guys something because there's not too many other people in my life that care deeply about basketball like you guys. And so this is also for Legend and Joe and everybody in the chat. And life's been busy, so no one I've been talking about really cares about it. But look, when I went to that Lakers game where that dude gave me the ticket or whatever, they gave out this thing right here because it was the Pat Riley statue unveiling. And tell me this shit is not like a pretty fucking cool thing to just get. It's a statue. It's pretty fucking sick. I don't know how you guys like it, but
Yeah, that's
I
cool,
like it.
man.
Nice.
Adding it to my little room here's office. Just saying.
There you go, indeed. Stefan Piscano podcast. Truly appreciate the super chat as well. Joe, let me get you in here. Okay, he says, Stefan says, Joe, I got to throw down support on those shots. Side note, if we do an LFB family drinking game competition, who wins? I've got Joe as a minus 450 favorite. Yeah, put that on Kalshi as well. Joe, your thoughts on the drinking game?
I don't. It's very few
competing.
people. Yeah, there's very few people that probably. I'm not even a drinker. It's just I have a innate ability to still function while inebriated, and a lot of
body mass. I feel like takes a lot. It matters a lot. And Joe,
that's true too. There's truth to that, John. But I saw a lot of fat fucks that couldn't control themselves.
Okay, I agree. I mean, shit, I agree.
I'm talking like bad. I'm talking.
They
get all into their feelings. They start turning into the Stay Puff Marshmallow Man, and I'm like,
you're right, Joe. Listen,
yeah,
it's because you a real one and you a big boy, so it's like kind of like the body mass and just being a real dog.
Body mass helps, but this is the greatest weapon I have.
Come on, man.
So once again, it is the Lakers winning 98.
That doesn't mean I drive drunk either, though. I don't drive drunk.
Please don't.
I fall asleep in my car.
The Lakers do win the series.
My
games.
windows are tinted, so you can't see if I'm in there too.
Joe, let's think like James Hex for a second here and think ultra super positive. Okay.
Did you have to say that while I was drinking?
Sorry. Didn't make it taste any better. I'm sorry. What do you think the Lakers could possibly do, based off the performance you saw today, that could garner them, outside of an SJ injury, of course, a split in OKC?
OKC would have to go into game 1 or game 2 thinking that they're invincible and that they're just going to have a cakewalk with the combination of guys like Kennard, guys like Marcus Smart, guys like DeAndre Ayton, obviously LeBron James, and Austin Reeves hitting on all cylinders all at the same time for 48 minutes, not 47, not 47 in a few seconds, 48 minutes. That's what it would take.
Hey, man, anything, I think.
But you can say that about any team.
Yeah, I think there's any team in and the NBA is to a point where every single night, if you're not like on it at least a little bit, it's like it could happen to you. It could happen to you one game. Now a whole series, I don't think so. And Ricino, or I'm sorry, I'm not
Arcarino.
Arcarino.
Well, it's Arcarino, but I can't type that in.
He would never be able to do that. The guy that gave me free tickets was just in January.
Okay, well, he was just worried about you. I mean, Legend and I were also talking about that too way back when it happened. It's like, okay, some strange guy you don't even know gets you tickets to a Lakers game.
It's different if it's a guy and another guy. It's not like a guy with a girl.
But it's also different because he's also been supporting my channel for the last like 3 years, like without ever inviting me to anything. Like he did this same username guy that would DM me has been like commenting, watching my stuff, liking, and so I mean, like I don't know, like I felt like
I was getting some indecent proposal vibes when you were saying that. I just done as far as
you know what, I'm here. I live to tell the story. Thank you, Jesus.
All right. Well, rest in peace, Robert Redford. Indeed. But Legend, let me get it back to you, my friend. Again, let's go into James Hex mode. Let's see what has to go exactly right for the Lakers, because everything, in my opinion, would have to go exactly right for the Lakers to win a series against OKC. And if barring an SGA injury, again, that's they would have to do something similar to what you see today against Houston, where they're under 20% from three. Houston is under 40% overall from the field. That kind of defensive effort is needed in order to go ahead and stay competitive with OKC, Legend?
For them to win, I would say you have to probably not turn the ball over 10 plus times.
Yeah.
You would have to need Marcus Smart to become a prime Clay Thompson out on that 3-point line. You're going to need Luke Kennard to learn how to play defense now, not no longer be a cone. Austin Reeves gonna have to go into superstar mode with LeBron James, and you're gonna need to get on your knees and ask God to give me some prayer, because that's all you got going for them.
Real shit.
Just to be honest, I mean, unless somebody finna get hurt on the other side and maybe have to start a lineup, and well, I'm sorry, man, no hope.
What's up,
Sorry.
Deshaun? My dog. What's up, Deshaun? Yeah, hey, Legend, you're hella funny, bro. You said get on your knees and pray. I tell you, when you said get on your knees at first, I was like, where's he going with this? And then you said pray with shots.
Oh, no, I wasn't gonna go
You
that
guys
far.
got some dirty ass minds, man.
No, look. Come on, man. Anyway,
Come on, man. We're talking about praying here. You bow when you pray. Why do you got to turn everything into
no? But
into Desperate
That
Housewives?
indecent
Come on, man.
proposal thing I suggested before. Now
that means you're not
out of
listening,
hand.
Joe. At first, you said the first part, and then you didn't say the second part. And I
It doesn't matter what he said. That was a little. When
but
you
it-
pray,
I
you
told
pray
you-
on.
I
You
told you
get
how
on a
my brain
knee and you
processed.
pray.
My brain processed the first part of the sentence.
Your brain is up your butt. Is
no,
where
my
it
brain
is.
could be anywhere. My Jesus, I could pray
But
right
today
here.
it's up your butt.
I could pray anywhere. I could pray up my butt. I could also pray right
I
here.
hope when I said that, I kept hearing Key from Key and Peele saying the butt.
Key.
In your butt.
you know what skit is hella funny? He's like, I said, bitch. No one's hella funny.
What about the one where they're hula hoeing and you don't know that's what they're doing? They have the camera above their waist.
Hey,
This
no,
is
they're
disgusting.
They're legends. And to
I
think that
agree
they
with
made hella
Legend.
horror films too now.
I agree with Legend, John. Turnovers.
Dude, Get Out. Oh my God. When I watched Get Out, halfway through the movie, I'm like, I would have incinerated everyone in that house.
Right?
Way before.
Real
Way before. I mean, it's a movie. I get it. It's going to roll all the way through. But man, when he started talking to those old people, I would have been like, I have a torch, by the way, guys. It's tied to my propane tank.
And
I would have got it out of the truck. I'd be like, you guys are all done. Like, I'm done with this. I already know what you guys do, and I haven't even seen shit yet.
I hear you.
That movie was really fun because it was so original and it was so good in terms of the beginning, middle, and end. I was like, man, we need more of this. We need more movies like this. This is good shit right here. But man, I watched that movie with a few friends of mine. I'm like, yeah, man, that would have been over. Like, it wouldn't. No one would have lived. No one would have lived. Maybe my girl would have lived, just to let her know, hey, you ain't with anybody that's just going to be sitting around looking at shit. No, we're going to handle business like now. I don't take any chances. So it's anyway. Go ahead. Sorry. I'm going to drink to this.
We did lose control of it tonight, but again, I'll fall for a good reason.
I mean, can you blame it? Can you blame us? I mean, tonight's game, seriously, it was a complete ass whipping, right? After hearing the absolute gutter trash from all these quote unquote experts. How clueless are these guys, or how much are they talking out their ass?
Out their ass, Joe.
Well, in our chat, the last game, Joe, how many people were talking about LeBron's legacy?
Yeah, but these guys are not people who are getting paid millions of dollars to talk about this. I'm not talking about a bunch of schlep rocks on some chat room. I'm talking about guys that are getting paid millions of dollars to have an opinion so that we can have some coherent discussions. Instead, you got guys going, the Lakers are in trouble. The Lakers are in trouble from what? It's the Houston Rockets. What trouble? Trouble from what? Houston got one game where they hit shots. One. Now it's Larry Bird time. Well, you all saw what happened tonight. It wasn't Larry Bird time. It was Ryan Kelly time tonight. If you're a real Laker fan, you know who the hell that is.
Legend.
That is the barometer right there. You want to know? You think Stephen A. Smith, who knows who Ryan Kelly is? You think Kendrick Perkins knows who Ryan Kelly is? He don't even know his own family. Salud.
Salute.
John,
go ahead.
What's going on in the playoffs? Some game sevens, mainly, of course, in the East right now. I'm hoping Boston meets their demise against Philadelphia. But did you get a chance to see that shot by RJ?
Oh, that shit is crazy. I did see that.
I think that's better than the. Did you see that?
Hell no,
better than the Kawhi one?
No, hell no, it's not better than the Kawhi one. That Kawhi one.
I think it is. I think that.
Gerald, hold on.
You like the bouncing with the bouncing ball
Gerald.
4 times on the rim.
Yes,
I like that one where it went woo.
I showed my girl
Don
that.
Nelson shot. That was a Don Nelson shot.
I showed my girl, I was like, damn, it's crazy how the Rockets got another bouncing shot. But listen, you know what's really crazy about the Kawhi shot? They went in, they fucked around and ended up going on to win a championship. So unless his Raptors team ends up going to win a championship, like that's what makes that shot even more crazy. It's like without that shot,
I'll give you that one. All right. But as a shot, go ahead, Legend. I'm sorry.
Oh, looking at it on ESPN, they said the opening line for next round, and that's ridiculous. Minus 3,000.
Not surprised. I'm not surprised indeed. But
hey, dick ride in OKC.
So minus 3,000 that the Lakers will win the series.
Well, they got Lakers 1,200 plus 1,200.
Plus 1,200 and minus 3,000 to lose the series. Plus 1,200 to win.
Oh,
just like.
I mean, it's probably worth putting 100 down on that. No.
Wait, repeat that. I was listening. Say it again.
Were you doing something before the show, Johnny?
To win the series, minus.
Were you doing something before the show?
To lose.
And you're doing something during the show.
I'm gonna see. Just trying to look on Kalshi. What? I don't see what they're. Okay, I do know the next game played. The odds are 60% before June 20th. Is
you know they've done studies, Gerald. 60% of the time, it works every time.
Hey,
you sound like some of those commercials you don't like.
I'm gonna bet me $100 now.
JY says Lakers
have they actually made money on that Kalshi? Are you guys talking about Kalshi or whatever? They actually made money on it?
I have to on my other channel.
Have you actually made money?
That was improv, by the way.
No, it's all based on signups. If you guys do it, more than happy. I do appreciate it, but no, it's all based on signups. That's why I don't do it on this show anymore or any of those. I did it on this channel like years ago. I don't do it anymore because it's all based on signups. You pay me a flat fee. I'll look into it and see if your company's worth it. But if you're doing it on, if you sign up or if you do this or if you do that, then it's just, it's.
Hey, Joe's about to get fucked up tonight. I can tell.
Fourth shot, not really. If it was 8 or 9, maybe.
Come on.
Although Kalshi, I will admit, Kalshi's trying hard. They're pushing their product out there. I mean, Stephon just got $980 from Kalshi.
Ooh, nice.
Because the Lakers won the series. And I've seen their advertising. They've done a great job advertising all over the NHL playoffs. So
wait, hold on. He almost got $10,000. Oh, because
no,
$1,000.
I said $980.
I was like, what?
He won a $980. So there you go, Captain Morgan down, indeed. But again, it's the Lakers winning 98-78.
That was a bad choice. Brick, my sweet Brick. I think there's only one person on the chat that knows what I'm talking about right now. Well, maybe 2.
Wow. I'm not.
I know. John doesn't have a clue where he is right now.
I'm not.
Pretty strong.
He thinks he's in Siberia right now.
Well, John, you always said you lit it up before we go on.
What?
That you smoke before we go on the air.
Yeah, not always. I mean, if it's convenient, but
Okay.
not always.
Okay.
But no, I don't think we're in Siberia. I know we're in Oakley.
Okay. Fair enough. Arcarino
Yeah,
says
I
Joe
already
needs
had pizza earlier today.
too little, too late.
Joe.
All right. It is, of course, again,
Yeah.
the Lakers fast break. Lakers do win in 6 games. Of course, we'll be back for all the fun for the post game starting on Tuesday, guys. I don't know the time yet. They've not announced a time yet. It's based off of, I guess, when we find out who was on the East as far as in the semifinals playing on that Tuesday. But Joe, anything you would want, if you're JJ, what are you designing for the next few days against OKC that might throw OKC even the slightest bit off?
He's going to have to tighten his rotation. He's probably going to have to play 6 guys, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, even 7 is going to be, which is completely nuts because that means
Who would you do as far as the rotation is concerned? Who would you put in that rotation?
Jackson Hayes unfortunately cannot play a lot in this series. It's just not going to work. You saw him struggle the last few games against Houston. He had his moments at the beginning, but then once they figured out how to work around that, he was.
You take the lob out of his game, and he becomes very limited.
Right. So you're going to have a lot of. I call it the short game because you got to have shorter players playing big positions. Can't play Laravia, can't play Vando. You're going to play Kennard. You're going to play Marcus Smart. You're going to play Austin Reeves. You're going to play LeBron. You're going to play Ayton. Yeah, it's
Hey,
like,
Joe, honestly, brother,
don't really have a lot of guys in there that control.
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, and you guys know. I mean, I've been on the show all season long, and y'all know I haven't been a big fan of Jake LaRavia, but I do think that I'm not gonna say he can't play. I think he gets some minutes. I don't think he gives us great minutes.
He's going to get minutes, but he cannot get minutes.
Yes, because to be real with you, I think we're actually going to go 7 deep. To be honest with you, and I think that 7th is going to be Jake.
It's probably 7, likely.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think it has to be 7.
Yeah,
But we are going to have to control our bowels when LaRavia is in there. He is a walking turnover.
SGA is going to kill him. If SGA is on an island,
I don't even think they need
Kennard
SGA to.
and
I think Luke
LaRavia.
Dort is going to flip that ass inside out without him. He'll be no Ravia in the end of the series at that point. He'll be fried ravioli.
And that's the thing. You have to play him just to get the guys some blow as far as they're concerned. And playing.
It doesn't
7
matter. Yeah, it won't matter. Unfortunately,
But
Don't play Bronny James.
Oh, right. Oh my God. Oh, that. Yeah.
They're gonna have field day with it.
Again, we saw legend SGA with playing against Luke Kennard and also as well LaRavia, and he destroyed both of them. He absolutely tore them both apart, and that is what I'm. If they can keep that to a minimum, then, like you said, maybe that gives the Lakers a chance. But yeah, you cannot have those guys out there on the island, SGA. You have to figure out how you can defend SGA without getting him to the free throw line 15 times, because that is going to happen, and that's going to piss all of us
Number
off.
5, Joe.
There you go.
Hey, real quick, shout out to JSJ, because now although be it that I don't agree that we should play a dude Thero because they're gonna take advantage of him and he's gonna make so many. No, hold on. Let me land this. Let me land the plane. He's gonna make so many dumb mistakes, and they're gonna take advantage of him. But I do think that just sometimes, especially in this league, an athlete sometimes just being an athlete can win out on certain possessions. So.
But there, you know how it is, John. They see the great dunk, and I get messaged like by 15 different people. Oh, they got to go ahead and play a dude Thero because they see a great dunk. How many players in this league can do a dunk like that? Honestly,
most.
But again, you're sending a rookie out there in the second round of the NBA playoffs, legend. That's a recipe for disaster. But again, they have to find minutes. JJ will have to find minutes from that bench to at least give the guys that are starting some rest. And I'm not sure he'll be able to find it. This is where the lack of depth, this is where Rob
Mm-hmm.
Pelinka's bad talent evaluation for the back half of the roster, that's when this may come into play.
Yeah, this is when you're gonna wish you had depth, and this is why I said this is gonna be a very short series because as the series goes on, LeBron is gonna wear down because that's all you can rely on. Your bench is
Think
just not good enough, and it's when you gonna see them Jaden McCains and all them guys coming off the bench, lighting your ass up for 15 plus and getting water boy some time to come in the game and play his stuff at least. So I mean, this is when you look at Rob Pelinka and say that this is on you, man. You the one who put that bench together, so it's on you. I mean, it's this you got to find some minutes. You can't run them in the ground. What you gonna
I
do?
mean,
Do what you did like you did last year and play five guys.
yeah, I cannot do that. We just saw a team against Houston, guys, that up until the garbage time, they had 1 point through 3.5 quarters from their bench tonight. 1 point, and that was Jashawn Tate early in the game on a free throw until it went to garbage time. You cannot have you got to have at least something coming off your bench. And, Kennard was so good, John, so good at the earlier part of this Houston series, but has faded because Houston started paying attention to him. If you notice, they started putting a man right on him as soon as he got to the 3-point line. And on defense, they were targeting and picking on him more on the defensive end. I don't know if the Lakers will be able to find anybody on the back five or any part of the rest of the roster that will get them consistent help off the bench. If they do, that could be a difference in the Lakers
yeah,
possibly splitting in OKC.
yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, Gerald. If we are going to split in OKC, it's not going to be because of a bench player. It's going to be because of an insane game from like LeBron or just something just like outright or a insane game from Austin
Reeves
or something like that. To be honest with you, that's like the only way that that I really do think that we'd be able to really split. To be honest, but now to answer your question and to touch on specifically about that that back end the 7-8 type players, yeah, I don't think that they'll be able to provide as much. I think Luke Kennard just, hey, you better knock that motherfucker down every time you see
Well, I'm telling you.
it swing you better hit it every time it's coming because I know that double team is gonna come. So when just AR, I say this all the time. I mean, it's unfortunate Luka not out there, of course, but AR, LeBron, and Luka, those are three players that they're great. They're so great that they're not even looking at the primary defender who's guarding them. They're looking at help side. Like they know they're about to get past the person that's in front of them. They just want to see how the defense is going to help because then to see like what action that's going to trigger. And shit, 9 times out of 10 it triggers the defense collapsing and then kick it out to Luke Kennard. He better. Wow.
So we'll finish up here with some final thoughts from you guys. Joe, I want to start you with you first. What would you consider a good series in your mind as far as the Lakers are concerned? Besides winning. I mean, if they win, of course, that's a good series. But what if they
Oklahoma City wins the first 3. The Lakers have a bomb game in game 4 at home, and then they get destroyed in game 5.
What if they go to 6?
If they go to 6 or 7, it'll hurt worse.
Okay.
It'll hurt worse because that means they were competitive to the point where winning 2 games. Wow. Yeah. I don't want to feel like this team had a chance to win and they blew it. I hate when shit like that happens. By the way, a statistic that just came out, the Lakers are the 4th team in the last 20 years to win each of their games in this series as an underdog.
Say that again.
So the Lakers are the 4th team in the last 20 years to win every game in this series as an underdog.
Oh, wow.
The other three teams were the 23 Miami Heat.
We were underdogs in there.
2011 Atlanta Hawks and the 2007 Baron Davis Golden State Warriors. That's the same team that with Steven Jackson on that team. That was the same team that took out the Dallas Mavericks that were the 1 seed.
I didn't know we were. I did not know we were.
Lakers.
Yeah, they were underdogs. And
Lakers are going to end this season. Yeah. The Lakers are going to end this season similar to how the Lake Show. So the Lake Show, when we talk about the Lake Show, a lot of the youngsters like John don't remember because they weren't born yet.
We're talking like
But
Magic?
the actual Lake Show was the team between 1992 and 1996.
Yeah, it wasn't born.
The Nicky V's, Eddie Jones, Tara Teagles, Sadell Threets, the Vlades, Eldon Campbells, the Pig Millers.
Okay.
Those guys, right? So when we remember the Lake Show of the 90s, we remember the true Laker fans, and there's a lot more true Laker fans than in any other fan base, because anybody who was a Celtic fan when Bird retired, they went out and died somewhere. And when Jordan retired, all those Bulls fans all went back into their fucking hibernation. But Laker fans never stopped, even with Magic retiring because of HIV. So between 92 and 96, we had very entertaining LA Laker basketball with a lot of endearing players like Nicky V, Eddie Jones, Eldon Campbell, although Eldon Campbell was very frustrating to watch. He was very inconsistent. Vlade, we love Vlade too. We love Terry Teagle. Sadell Threet was a huge fan. Like, he had a huge fan base. So this team this year, even though this team is not necessarily like that in the sense of you have a superstar on the team, they didn't really have a superstar during those 4 years. They had a really good players to good players. But you have Luka Doncic, who's a bona fide superstar, elite player. And then you have LeBron, who's not elite anymore, but still pretty damn good and does what he does. So what they've done this year is similar to what the Lake Show did in the 90s, where we respect what they've done. And in a weird way, obviously I'd rather win a championship, but in a weird way, this is the first Laker team since then. And knowing that they weren't going to likely compete for a title, where I felt there was a little bit of fulfillment, even with how it's going to end. That's a long time. I hadn't felt that since 1995, really. 95, because Magic came back in 96 and it ended all weird. Wasn't really a good ending. But 95, I remember, was my favorite year during that Lake Show era, because they beat Seattle, which was a very good team at that time, in the first round, and they took the Spurs to the, I wouldn't say to the brink because they didn't go 7, but they gave those guys a hard time for 6 games. They played their asses off. So that could happen, Gerald. I'm sure you remember that series where they went 6 against David Robinson when he won the MVP in 95. So there is a small chance that this team could maybe win a 1 or 2 games. Sure. Likelihood not very high, but it could. Either way, it doesn't really matter, because Oklahoma City is going to win 4 games, and that's with Luka. Without Luka, it doesn't matter, unless SGA gets hurt. Because not only do you lose that player, but the emotion that's destroyed from Oklahoma City might be what tilts them over. And then the motivation for the Lakers to go beyond and then maybe get Luka for the Western Conference Finals. Now that motivation goes out of that blows the temperature out the wall, out the building. And in today's NBA, you don't know if that's going to happen. So if for those of you who are thinking with their hearts and are holding hope that there might be a
because we want to be proven wrong, Joe. We want to be proven wrong.
Well, it's different now. Guys didn't get hurt back in the day. Guys get hurt now. Major guys.
We literally just watched Kevin Durant and Luka Doncic sit down in this entire series.
Yeah, Luka's gone, and he's not. At least Durant has an excuse. He's been playing.
And Durant happened in practice.
Yeah, at least with Durant, he's been playing since Moses wore short pants.
The ankle was the knee was in practice. The ankle was in the game.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's because you're talking about a guy, guys. Durant has been in the NBA since 2006.
All red.
Or is it 7?
I think it's
7. Sorry, 2007, 2008.
Final
that was the year. Yeah. That was the year to show you guys to tell you how long that's been. That was the year the Lakers went to the finals. 2008, February 1 was when they got Pau Gasol. That's how long he's been playing.
You think it's going to be weird, Joe, that Kevin Durant will be playing when an expansion team in Seattle will be starting up. Wouldn't it be weird?
How
if he gets
hilarious
on
would it
that
be
team?
if Houston
gets
puts
on-
him up, right?
Puts
I
him
think
up
that would be
there.
poetic.
That would be hilarious. Legend, let me. Oh, go ahead, Joe. You want to finish up? My bad.
I'll let Legend finish.
Legend, I just wanted to ask before we head on out if you had any thoughts on what you would deem a success for the Lakers. Again, I want to be proven wrong. I want to be proven wrong on this show. I want Joe to be proven wrong. I want Legend you to be proven wrong. I want John to be proven wrong, and the Lakers to move on in the Western Conference Finals. But we're not going to lie to you, and we're not going to say something that would just make you guys happy. It's reality as far as it's concerned. But Legend, what would you consider a success for the Lakers coming up in this next round?
Other than just being able to get at least one win in the series, I would just say just make it competitive. If you can at least just make it competitive, I think that's a win to me, regardless. Don't do what you did in the regular season where they literally took you behind the shed and just put you belt to ass. So don't do that. Or they sat here and just took advantage of you like a kid on the street, don't know no better. Like, don't go out there and get taken advantage of. If you at least make it competitive, I think that's a win. Whether you lose in five or whatever, if you make it competitive, I think you can't really be mad about that part. And I think that would be to me a success, other than just getting one win and at least be able to say, hey, we took one win off of the defending champs. I think that would be a success. Just make it a competitive series. Don't go out here and get spanked enough to where FGA is sitting there in the fourth quarter, sitting there laughing with the guys chilling.
And don't forget, Legend has the I Got Next Sports Media. He's going to come on. Oh, he said you're still doing a show over the weekend. Is that correct?
Yep, still plan on doing the show when I get back from my soon-to-be in-laws.
There you go. Indeed. So Legend, catch him at I Got Next Sports Media. Joe, doing a show this weekend on the Dodgers or the Lakers?
I'm going to say very likely.
Okay.
But the business has been a avalanche, and my
Which is
focus has
good.
been.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean that's inevitable. It's not something that's a surprise. It's just what I'm trying to do next is I'm trying to delegate and I'm trying to duplicate. I didn't think I was going to throw a bar in there.
Hey.
Delegate and duplicate. So see, man, a little alcohol, man. You start singing
alcohol,
tunes.
you become fucking Tupac.
Right? Yeah. So I really didn't try to do that. I didn't write that. I swear. That just came out. Once I do that, and you have to do that, guys. You have to do that. I'm not stubborn about it either. But I still got to put in the work so I can do that so that I have more time to really put in to the entertainment side. See, the entertainment business doesn't pay like it pays when you put a little bit of elbow grease down. When you put a little elbow grease down, it's a little bit smoother, a little bit easier to get where you want to go. But with the entertainment side of things, you either got to get the timing right, or you got to have somebody backing you up, or you got to be able to really know how to hit the mark. Pun intended. It will happen. I just don't know when yet.
What?
Because ultimately, I want the experiment. I want Lakers Fast Break to be the prominent channels for what we talk about, because everyone sucks ass. I'm serious. This isn't a diss, or this isn't a I think or whatever. It's not. I've watched these shows. I've listened to these shows. I've seen these jackholes on TV. They suck. And those who think we suck is a good sign. When someone's so adamant about how we do things, we got them by the balls. And then we have the ones that do like us. So once you get both, once you get the ones that can't stand you to the point where they have to comment, and then you got the ones that love you, you got both by the balls. But you need to be, it's got to be full throttle. Because I don't think there's only going to be a handful of people that are going to compete with the knowledge, the memory, and the articulation. Very few. Who's going to come out here and know what we know and then articulate it in an entertaining way and also be invested enough? Because again, the advantage I have over a lot of people, and this has been like this for a long time, is I can do what I want, when I want, how I want. And by the way, folks, I have what most of you have. I got the family. I got the white picket fence, not literally, but you know what I mean. So those who use that as an excuse,
The turf out front.
the turf is out front. You got pavers, turf, nice concrete, 6-inch. When you guys talk about putting concrete down, you want to go 6. 4 is the mandatory number. You want to go 6. Always a little more is better.
For concrete or turf?
Yes, for a driveway, concrete goes 6.
Okay.
Because you're not going to have cracks. Very, very, very unlikely, unless you put something very heavy on there. And I'm talking about what do we say, 20, 17 years I've lived here. I don't have one crack. The only area where there is sort of something developing is in the joints where it's supposed to be. I totally veered off the show now.
Yes, you have.
But the point I'm trying to make is I know what the fuck I'm talking about, whether it's concrete, turf, sports, Lakers, Dodgers, NFL, NBA. I wish I could get back in the NHL and more of college basketball, but I only have 24 hours in the day, guys. I can't learn. I can't be into everything. But the 3 major sports I'm in, hockey, a tiny bit, unfortunately, I can't go all the way in on that either. But the major ones, you better come with something, and you better be entertaining. Because if I get a chance to have those resources, I'm going to dust every one of you motherfuckers out there. And that's just what it is. Will it happen? We're going to have to see how things play out because it may never happen. That's the game. The game is no matter how hard I try, how hard we try, we still might not make it. That's life. But we're going to continue to do it. I feel like I did a what was that? What was that show? What was that show in the 90s, Gerald? With what's his name? The mayor of Cincinnati. The crazy show. I totally blanked out on the show.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Jerry Springer.
Oh, Jerry Springer. I know Jerry Springer. Don't play with me.
With him, I'm always in Chicago because so many of the talk shows.
You know, he did that bit at the end where he's
he would
I'm here for you.
He would have it here as PSA.
Have a good heart.
He would have
a good soul. And be good to each other. We'll see you next time when we have a bunch of white trash motherfuckers in here beating each other up. Thank you.
There you go. Indeed. Yeah. Some crazy stuff happened on that show. I know this for sure. And I have seen it as well. Legend, appreciate you being here, my friend. Get some rest and continue to feel better. I know you're on the mend, and I'm just hoping that you will continue to feel better, my friend. And I'm wishing you all the best. And we will catch up with you here very soon, my friend.
All right, Legend. See you later, brother.
Yes, sir. I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Right, you got it, my friend. All the best. Once again, it's Legend from I Got Next Sports Media, Joe Sorrell from the Joe Sorrell Experiment. But before we head on out, it is the man behind the 3-minute report. I guess your young lady continued to sleep. There you go. That's good. If she's trying to be on, and may she feel better as well. But before we head on out, Mr. Zoom executive, and big shout out to our mods, Search, Xbox, JSJ, all the mods that we have. Truly appreciate the work you do. I know it's been a little bit interesting in the chat. I have been watching and I have been seeing, but hey, you guys do what you need to do out there. Try to keep it sports and pop culture related, and I truly appreciate you guys doing that. So before we head on out, what's up and what's going on with you at Lakers Corner and your thoughts on what you would consider a successful matchup against the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Not getting swept, man. Not getting swept, I think, would be success. I mean, shit. I mean, success would be winning. I mean, but I think winning is a little bit out of the picture. Unfortunately, to say that, just the way we're going to be realistic.
What if it's 4 close games?
You remember when we lost to Denver? But we literally led for like 100 and like something minutes.
Yeah, and everybody complained and laughed at us because we kept calling it the most competitive sweep ever. I remember.
Yeah,
I remember.
Okay, well, I mean, as long as you don't get swept, but in that sense, I'll say that, right? I'll say like, let's just keep it competitive. Like how Legend said, let's not be getting popped. Like let's be showing, let's be making it OKC work for their money. But that's that. And then for Lakers Corner, check me out, guys. 3-minute game recaps. I do that. Check me out on Instagram. It is Lakers_corner. We're almost at 8,000 on there. So get me to 8,000. Subscribe to my YouTube page. You can look it up, Lakers Corner. And then, besides that, great to see you boys. And yeah.
Great to have you back on, and no Black for you, even though
of course
I like Black personally, but I know you and him have,
Black's not showing up after LeBron James just leads his team and has 28 points and 7 assists, 8 rebounds, and has a great game. Black's nowhere to be seen.
He did say some stuff earlier in the week. I'll just leave it at that.
But hold on though, Gerald. He is a pussy because he only shows up when there's like the bad shit happens. When the good shit happens, when LeBron shows up, he nowhere to be seen. And at least the thing with me, Gerald, I'm even. I'll be honest with you. I'll fuck off on LeBron. That sounded kind of weird. I'll say LeBron sucks when he plays like he sucks. But guess what? When he plays like he's great and he plays like he deserves it, I'll give him his praise. That's it.
Indeed. But it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Lakers Corner for John right there. If you please go ahead, like and subscribe, get him to 8,000 followers on Instagram. Did you say?
Yes, Instagram. Yes, that is correct.
There you go. All right. I wouldn't know what TikTok is. I got banned off that by Joe a long time ago. Of course, for us here at the Lakers Fast Break tomorrow, if you're listening to this and it's still Friday for you, Saturday at 11 a.m., I will be scheduling the Lakerholics. Speaking of which, wouldn't you know they all want to come in and talk after the Lakers win in the first round? Of course they do. So they will be there for you tomorrow morning as well. So go ahead and check them out. Plus, I look forward to NBA observations. I know that Caleb Ponce, who covers the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I will be having an NBA observation where we go ahead and go into detail on the first round matchup. Plus, also we give you a heads up on what's going on with the playoffs. And don't forget, guys, because I really need some help over in that channel because they're letting me know on fan art that they need help too, is, of course, Lakers' latest channel, indeed. So if you like your little morning info of Lakers info, go ahead and make sure you stop on by there as well. So again, for Joe Soro, John Costa, Legend, it's me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. Truly appreciate it. We'll be back on this channel for a post game on Tuesday. Can the Lakers do the impossible and beat the Oklahoma City Thunder? We'll find out starting on Tuesday right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.
You beat me to it. You're not doing it right. No. You're not supposed to sound like you're fucking somebody.
I'm fucking something. I'm about to go fuck something right now.
Hey, dude.
Oh.